is there a crypto brain drain happening? Well, India's crypto talent has been swanning out of the country for years owing to regulatory uncertainty, government's recent decision on taxation as well, which a lot of people thought was very, very harsh, 30% plus one. All of this, many say, is leading to a brain drain. Now, according to some reports, 30 to 50 Indian crypto and blockchain entrepreneurs run their businesses out of places like Dubai and Singapore. All of these Indian, mind you. Now, the flight of talent can be tracked back to 2018 when the RBI had first imposed a ban. Zeppay, one of the largest Indian exchanges at that time, had shuttered operations and moved to Singapore. However, it has resumed services now that the RBI ban is gone, and there is more, perhaps, not if clarity, at least a direction in which, Indian crypto community is expanding. New tax rules, they didn't help it either. But is taxation the reason enough for these crypto exchanges, for these big players who can make so much of difference even inside India to actually look at countries offshore? That is something that we will be debating. Let me just bring in our guest now and straight away dive into our questions. Joining us is Sharat Chandra and also Rishi Manga. Let me just begin with Sharat. Sharat, why do you think destinations like Dubai and Singapore are, even though more expensive to set up base there, are turning out to be so much more popular than India?
Right. So I think there's an element of regulatory or legal certainty which is there in geographies like Dubai, where Dubai World Trade Center Authority, they have announced that they will be rolling out licenses for crypto exchanges, right? So they're trying to create a vibrant ecosystem where startups or companies across the globe can start setting up business there. So it's like inviting both talent as well as investment into Dubai. So that's a very, very progressive move. Now, as you rightly stated, this seems more like a brain drain 2.0, an unpleasant deja vu, if I can use that term, right? Because this is like we're driving our talent outside India. And if we want to leapfrog, I mean, if India wants to leapfrog to be the next leader in Web 3.0 era, we need to have the right regulation, right policy regulations as far as taxation also is concerned, right? So that we don't drive our talent outside. Right?
Rishi, comment on the fact that what does it mean for investors in India who might or might not be invested in exchanges that are registered abroad?
So basically, no matter which exchange you use, if your PAN card is added on the exchange, you will have paid taxes, no matter from whichever country's exchange you're using. Well, the problem comes when you're using decentralized exchange or P2P or any other way where you will have to, government is very smart by getting in TDS where all the transactions will be taxed.
Yes.
That's how they can track every transaction we do. No matter where we go, because of TDS, we will have to file our ITR, then we will have to pay taxes.
Right. So this is, I just want to say this again for all crypto holders in India. You will not be absolved of taxes or the liability coming from that only because your exchange is headquartered overseas. You need to give in your KYC and how things will work from there. But Sharat, then just think like an investor right now who's looking at all these options that have come up as well. What do you think should be the priority there?
I think Indian investors, if they're trading in overseas exchanges, then again, a 1% equalization levy will also apply on top of the existing 30% tax and 1% TDS, right? So I think transacting on overseas exchanges is not a profitable decision, I would say.
I see. And Rishi, your thought on what this means for crypto community here? I'm seeing the biggest talent when it comes to crypto is emerging out of India. And like we talked about how India almost missed the bus in Web 2.0. With Web 3, that shouldn't be the case. Sharat, do you want to answer that?
Sure. I think that's where the government has to kind of rationalize the current tax, because if you're looking at Web 3.0, metaverse, right? So, and tokenization is a key element in these two spheres, right? So if you're putting obnoxious tax of 30%, a very high tax, right? So how would entrepreneurs or technologists will start and build in metaverse, right? So, and since the Republic Day Parade talked about Vedas to metaverse, how do we ensure that we still have a prominent position in metaverse if we still keep on having high tax rates with respect to tokenization of assets, right? So I think we need to have a balanced view, rationalized taxes. That's the only way we can move forward.
And I think also get in regulation as soon as possible. You know, sort of don't let it be in the realm of ambiguity. Bring in a regulation that clears the air on things with, you know, with whatever taxation slabs are there. That will depend on people's risk appetite, but that needs to come in as well. We leave our viewers with that. Thanks so much for joining us, Sharat.